Get back to work. Go on.
Hey everybody, Gears here with a little more work on RPi and brand new in. I'll be having a review of the Darth Hare X-Wing helmet kit. I've been giving the paint booth a really good workout with R2 lately, and now it's down to the painting the inner skins. It turns out I wasted a lot of paint on parts that didn't need it, like this one, because this will look like that when it's done. That's okay though. It will be alright. I gotta get another can. What I'm using is Rust-Oleum's Satin White. It's just a tinge of yellow. The primer I used, however, is clean white metal primer. And hopefully I still have a can to do some more work on these. I thought I did. But that's where this is at. I got some videos coming up for August, and stay tuned for those. Thanks for watching. See ya. Hey everybody, Gears here. I think the last video that I shot, I had just attached these skin snaps to the frame. And you can see a few of the panels here are knocked out overall, and that's pretty much coincidental, and it also happens to be the easier ones to have knocked out. These remaining ones, however, have really fine, tight lines and are definitely going to be difficult. Probably one of the more popular suggestions on the astromech forum is to take a fine chisel and latch it into place and rock the skin back and forth underneath it. I'm doing this on the inner frame because I don't want to potentially damage the outer frame at all. And it's definitely easier to do lengthwise here. Let's get this guy. I'm just notching that in. Wiggle the skins. And I think it's through. The laser line is so thin that you can't even fit an X-Acto blade in there, which makes it definitely a difficult situation. I can't quite tell if that did it or not. Let's try this guy here. The idea behind this method obviously is to use the table as your fulcrum point. I guess that's a fulcrum point. And kind of work around it. All without denting the skins themselves. One thing you don't want to do, one thing you absolutely don't want to do is put a flat point in the skin. So that knocked out easy. This almost knocked out. That has not come close, and neither has the other one. I certainly don't expect this to go easily at all. Insofar as it will go really fast. Try rocking the chisel. Not quite yet. Let's try this guy again. There we go. You'll note that I've labeled everything. So this is part 6, then it's IF6 for internal frame, or internal front, as opposed to external front and internal back and external back. There we go. Looks like a relatively clean cut, but there will always be just a little bit of work to do to make sure that it's completely good. A lot of these parts are going to be kept and then put back into place once everything's painted. A few of the parts, such as these arms here, get thrown away. And smoothing out this metal won't be too difficult. I would definitely sand all the edges before it goes back in. I'll put that aside. And as these are getting thrown out, let's practice on them next. You can see how easily this scratches up, I'm sure. It's definitely easier to rock the skins than it is to rock the chisel. There we go. Let me get a closer view for you. So you can definitely see how easily this scratches, so it's a good thing this is being done on the inside. So far so good, and relatively easy as well. Yeah, so sometimes this seems easy and sometimes not quite so. However, even after doing just these few pieces, I'd say this is probably the best way to go about doing it. Now these guys I had punched out manually. I don't know that you can really see it, but they dented. Fortunately, this is the inner frame, so it doesn't matter quite as much as it would, or be as obvious as it would be if it were the outer frame. These are also good parts to practice on because they're being thrown out. Which is to say, I'll be keeping them for quite a while, probably until the droid is done, I would imagine. As you can see, this thing becomes a very fragile piece of spider work. And you don't want to pop these out until you're ready to put them on the frame, because if you did this and had it in storage or something, it'd be too easy to screw it up. I don't know if it's a coincidence that this chisel is going a lot faster than the other one or not, but I'm definitely happy. And all these pieces are going to have that little bit of a notch, if it's remaining, knocked off of them. And you definitely don't want to go flattening these out or change the curvature at all. Of course, the primary reason why you wouldn't want to just rip these out, as I just did, is because not only do you leave a little, I don't know, what are they called? Dog ears, maybe? Just a little rip. Which, not unrepairable, would still be difficult and not look very nice either. I do love the way that pops out, though. There is a chance doing that you can rip into the metal, which is not a good thing. Technically, most of these pieces do not have to be taken out of here. Well, actually it depends. If you're going to have all the panels open up on R2, then all of them need to come out. If you're not going to have any panels open up, you don't have to do a single one of these pretty much. Well, there's a couple like the utility arms, for example. Now, the reason why I'm doing this, I don't expect that we'll be having every panel open on our droid. However, I figure it's better to prepare for the future, essentially, by doing it all now.
I love it when you prepare for the future.
Aww. It's like a loose tooth. Oh, looks like the battery's about to die, so let me switch that up, do a little more work, and I'll catch up with you in a few.